Today's hot take: politicians always want to see one of their own remain in power rather than see someone like me come in and actually change things. My name is Graham Smith. I'm running for the Board of Supervisors here in San Bernardino County's District 3. In the county supervisor election, you have a simple choice: political insiders or a candidate with the hard skills to finally govern this county right. The San Bernardino Sun recently came out with an article endorsing our current supervisor, and the article only even mentions one other candidate. It refers to them both as the most high-profile candidates, but side note, it doesn't refer to them both as the most qualified candidates. What that really means is that they're both career politicians. They've both worked in politics a really long time, and when former county supervisor James Ramos left halfway through his term in 2018, they both applied to fill his seat. By the way, that process wasn't an election, but an appointment. Whoever finished the rest of Ramos's term wasn't a candidate that we, the voters, were gonna get to choose. And both of the candidates mentioned in this article were okay with that. Our current supervisor was the one the county chose. Without mentioning my name, this article does a great job of illustrating the choice you have in this election. You have two career politicians and me. There's technically a fourth person running, but no one seems to know much about him, and he hasn't shown up to a single candidate forum. A lot of people think that political experience is a strength, and here's why it's not. Usually what people mean when they say they have political experience is that they have political connections. And one thing I've learned throughout this campaign is that sometimes those connections don't mean much. The two candidates in this article claim they're very different from one another. And yet, some prominent political and cultural groups, as well as some sitting politicians, are backing them both. Sometimes this is hard to spot because these groups will publicly endorse one candidate and then quietly financially back another. Financial donations like this have to be disclosed, but most people don't find out because they're buried under a layer of campaign admin that most people don't want to dig through. The takeaway here is that these political connections don't mean that much if your supporters are also backing your opponent. What this also tells you is that despite these two candidates claiming to be different, they're fundamentally the same. That's why these groups are happy to support either. Because at the end of the day, politicians always want to see one of their own stay in power, rather than someone like me who might actually come in and change things. And this is why I say you have two choices: a career politician or not. So, who do you want sitting on the board representing you? A candidate whose supposed strength is their political relationships that don't distinguish them from their opponent? Or someone like me who has the hard skills to actually do the job? Because remember, you're not just looking for someone who can campaign. The point of this whole exercise is to find someone who can step up and do the job for the next 4 years after the election's over. If that's the kind of supervisor you're looking for, go grab your ballot and fill in the bubble next to Graham Smith.